Hey there, food fans. Welcome back to the Food for Thoughtcast with me, your host, Melissa Reagan, and my co host with the most, Chef Steve Gonzalez. What's up, Steve?
Hey, buddy. How's it going?
It's going. It's going. We are officially in the new year. How do you feel about
It's the new year?
it?
It's just any other day, really.
I mean, I was just
That's what
thinking
it feels
about
like. I haven't
I was
noticed
I was just
one
thinking
bit.
about 2023 just like it was yesterday. So wah, wah.
Yeah, I remember just last year we were texting, huh?
Hey. It
Ah.
was like 24 hours ago. All right. So tonight we're gonna talk about New Year's is always a time where you can look back and do a little
New Year's
introspect,
resolutions, new
little
year, new me.
a little retrospect. Last week we talked about New Year, old food, all the traditions people eat on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. Today we're going to take a look back 2023's biggest food trends, the fads. What was
Wait, before we
good?
start, I got to ask you though,
What's
are
up?
you going to do new year, new me? And if so, what exactly are you going to do?
So I am not doing a whole year new me. Um, Incremental small changes. Try to walk more, try to drink more water. I am going to do dry January where you don't drink any
Okay.
alcohol. So, yeah. What about you?
I would do dry January, but I already failed today, so there's also that. But I limited how much I had with only one alcoholic beverage today. So I don't know. As far as like New Year's resolution, it's always the same nonsense. Oh, I'm going to go to the gym more. Oh, I'm going to eat healthier. I do a decent amount at the gym, but my diets always suck. Like it starts out for like
Yeah.
about maybe half a week, and then it goes back to just what it was before. So I'm
Well,
just gonna like focus on trying to be more level headed. I don't know if that's
very
even a
nice.
thing.
Very nice. I mean, I think that's it's definitely honorable. I always feel like people put too much stock in waiting to the beginning of the year to start something new. Whatever day you start is the beginning for you. So,
So
yeah.
does it count that if you start and then 2 days later you go back to your old ways and then you start again? Are you just like starting and restarting? Like how does it? Well, what would you call that? You know?
So, my personal opinion is that it's never too late to start again. So, I smoked cigarettes on and off for 18 years and it can completely be quit and done, but it took me a lot of tries to quit. And now I'm a little over 2 years.
You know, it was so easy for me to quit smoking, but
Really?
like, oh yeah, but quit drinking, can't do it. Like I just can't do it. You know?
Well, everybody has their reasons, and everybody has goals at the beginning of the year. Maybe if you're watching or listening out there, thank you so much. If you have some resolutions, maybe they're related to food, right? I'm going to eat less this. I'm going to eat more healthy. Maybe it's the quantity. Maybe it's the quality of what you're eating, where your food comes from, whatever it is. I wish you luck on your journey. We're
I'm
going to
not
take a
going to
look
eat
back, though.
anything that casts a shadow.
Yeah. Nothing that has a face. Level 4 vegan. That's a very, very old Simpsons reference, but thank you.
I'm surprised you got that. You just like
Yes.
went from like the most awesome person to the most awesomest person
You
in
don't
my
make
life.
friends. You
You
don't make friends with salad, Steven.
know? Exactly.
I like salad, but yeah. All right, so we're gonna look back at fads, the good and the bad, the great good, the bad, and the ugly, fads, trends, old TikTok, food reels, everything that was kind of top of mind for 2023. We're gonna look back. We're gonna take a little bit of a look back. We're gonna talk about what we knew about maybe something new for the both of us, right? There certainly was
Mhm.
a lot out there on social media where food is concerned, and I feel like 2023 was kind of the dawning of a new age as far as like recipes and cooking and TikTok and Instagram, and it's always been there, but I feel like it was more in the cultural consciousness last year.
Yeah.
Truly. I mean, I think more people are kind of merging influencing, right? Like being influencers and home cooking. So, yeah.
I try to be an influencer, but I mean, I entertain an audience of like 15 people, if that, and
Of
I'm okay with
me,
that.
You entertain
You,
an audience
you,
of me.
you plus 14 other people, and I'm okay with that.
Hey,
It's more personal that way.
you know what? Keep your circle small. You might
Yeah.
need them someday. So,
Trying to think of a
all
Simpsons
right.
episode. Now it's not working. I'm sorry.
Last year, we had great fun with guest Jacob Roth, host of Good Day for a Movie podcast,
Yeah.
on the Fast and the Curious episode where we had a sports ball type bracket for fast food chains. And we chose a winner. No spoilers here. If you missed it, go back and listen. All right. But before we get started, I would be absolutely remiss. Did you eat menudo on New Year's? You said you were gonna.
I totally forgot to because we ended up having brisket and macaroni and cheese and beer, and I watched my Philadelphia Eagles lose,
Oh,
and so I had another beer, and that's
all
about
right
all I
then.
did. Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I've eaten 3 or 4 burgers in the last 3 days. It's been that time. You know, it's kind of like Super Bowl time to make. I see. I did a sports thing there. It's kind of like Super Bowl time in our industry. It's very busy. So kind of just get it in where you can fit it in. And the order of the day has been like put some food in there.
I will
Nothing
say
special.
right now at work that the holidays are over. I was on the stress diet where I would have like a little kernel of popcorn and I'd be stuffed because I was so stressed out.
Mhm.
And now I'm starting to get my appetite back just a little bit.
Yeah.
So we'll see what I decide to eat this coming month and year. If I go kind of like try to be healthy or go back to junk food, I don't know. We'll
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, no, I get that. It's kind of just all over the place. Today I had some leftover French onion dip and potato chips from Christmas Day. I still have a few tamales in the freezer. I had a bowl of cereal for dinner, but earlier at work I had a BLT, but it was like dead bacon, old lettuce, cold
So is
burger
that the
bun.
most
It was like,
amazing thing that you ate this week?
yeah. No, I did go to Good Friends and this past
Okay.
week, and I had their grilled chicken sandwich, which is really tasty, but I ordered a side of wing sauce and a side of blue cheese to put on it, call it a little buffalo action.
I
So
was going to say, yeah, we forgot to lead with that. I think we're slacking.
I think I've
Hey,
missed
we
it like
remembered a little
3
late, but still.
episodes, like 3 episodes in a row. I have been so remiss out there, Food for Thoughtcast fans. Like, man, y'all have to keep us in line.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So those were the most amazing things we ate this week. Won't you share with us what you're cooking and eating? I did post a question about baking. If anybody had any baking questions for a future episode, don't forget to reach out and let us know. Everybody was so kind to share in our instant messages what they were doing for New Year's Eve. Lots of tacos, lots of chips and dips, some hot dog action, lots of burgers, some steaks, some champagne. That was amazing. Right. So, all right. Yeah. I love seeing what's happening out there. If we've inspired you to try something new, or if you're, sticking to those tried and true classics and just sharing it with us, it makes our day.
I'm a little overdue. I don't mean to interrupt you, but I think it was last episode I told you I was going to do like lobster and like black eyed peas and stuff like that. I forgot. So I guess I'm going to have to make it up tomorrow.
All right. So Steven did not eat 365 black eyed peas on New Year's Day, which means the whole year is going to go to crap.
2024 is going to suck.
If you guys need a scapegoat, he's right there.
Right. It's already begun.
All right. Well, let's get into it. I want to talk about 51. Today's show, according to the Today Show, 51 new fast food menu items were introduced in 2023. What say you? Any idea what might be on this list? Did you eat anything new at a fast food place last year?
Wait, was that a rhetorical question, or are you legitimately asking me? Because it sounded pretty good. Like, what was the most important thing you ate? Yeah, I can't say I tried anything new from fast food. I mean.
Okay. Well, hey, these were new last year, and they're about to be new to both of us.
Let's find out.
Let's do it.
I'm tried or not tried.
I'm interested to know, or interested to hear your take. on some of the things that came out last year. So first up is Taco Bell. They released a vegan Crunchwrap Supreme. How do you feel about fast food that goes vegan?
I would try it. I would totally try vegan food. I like vegan food. I don't have the patience or the discipline to go vegan, full vegan, but I have had some really amazing vegan meals. Fast food vegan meals, I'd be all about it. I would totally try it. What about you?
So I absolutely love vegan food as well. I am very intrigued by what chefs can do with beans and soy and mushrooms, and some of it's downright impressive. And it's really like chef level quality. As far as fast food vegan items, I haven't tried many. I like the Impossible Whopper, that's great, but an Impossible Patty you can find at other places. But I would absolutely crush a vegan Crunchwrap Supreme. It says that it comes with two types of vegan cheese sauce. So one is a white and one is a nacho style. And it comes with a plant-based protein patty that's like chunked up, kind of the idea to be like ground taco meat. And I would 100% try this.
Well, since it's Taco Bell, I'm going to pass. But for
You said, but you said
all the listeners, if you all start a petition to get me to eat Taco Bell just to try it, I would have no other choice but to make everyone happy. So,
all right, I'll tell you what. One of these days when we get to cook together in person for the first time in what's it been? Like
decades?
21 years? Yeah. Womp womp. So let's throw down a little we could make our own vegan take on some fast food items. I would love it.
Yeah, that'd be even better. Okay.
So you'll hate the next thing even more because it's also Taco Bell. Apparently, July last year, 2023, they debuted a grilled cheese dipping taco. So this is inspired by birria taco, like the beefy, meaty taco that you dip in the seasoned broth.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So their version was kind of like this very weird gordita with a grilled cheese for a shell filled with shredded beef, creamy jalapeno sauce, and a blend of 3 cheeses, served with a zesty red sauce instead of broth. It's their very loose take on this. I'm kind of
I was going to say, I'm having a very hard time wrapping my brain around all that.
I'm offended by this. So it's a grilled cheese as a taco shell.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's 2 corn shells with melted cheese in the middle. Right?
That sounds horrible.
Yeah, right. And then beef, creamy jalapeno sauce, 3 other cheeses. Well, all I know is like I wouldn't poop for a week. That's so much dairy. I would rather try my luck with the vegan Crunchwrap Supreme, to be quite honest.
I think I would too, if I had to pick.
Right?
Yeah, no, that's.
Hey, listeners, viewers out there, let us know if you tried any of these new items last year. I don't think I eat fast food often enough to have it on my radar to know when somebody has something new, because I eat, the trusty dusties, right? Like I have the things that I like.
Yeah.
I don't know, on certain occasions. Apparently, in August, they released a Mountain Dew Baja Blast gelato. Gelato. Tell me why Taco Bell needs gelato, Steven.
It's Mexican Italian fusion. Duh. All the cool kids are infusing all their meals.
Oh, I missed the part where it was called Taco Bell.
A Mountain Dew gelato. That just sounds blasphemous on so many different levels.
I hopped up on the Mountain Dew.
I mean, I feel like I'm about to lose a toe just talking about it right now from diabetes that are.
All right. Well, according to this list, the neon blue / green treat was only available at one of the locations in California during its limited run. And I think that sentence says everything we need to know.
It was a bad idea. It sounds like no one caught on and no one liked it. And I'm okay with that.
Bad idea. Okay. I'm scrolling past a couple of Taco Bell things because I'm just like they had their chance.
I feel ambushed right about now. You know, we just need
like,
Roth to be here to like,
this is
so that way the two of you
very
can just talk about Taco Bell and ambush me. That's what it feels like. I'm a victim right now. You know.
it's a lot of Taco Bell. It's a little bit offensive. All right, I'm going to scroll a little bit further down. In July of 2023, just last year, Burger King announced that it was testing 2 new flavors of chicken fries. These debuted in the East Coast areas. In those locations, they had chicken parm fries
Okay.
that were served with marinara, and they had chicken and waffle fries, where the fries themselves are coated with a sweet waffle batter and served with syrup. What say you?
Actually, I tried them both. I
Dude.
forgot all about that because I don't really eat much Burger King. But
Yeah.
if I would have remembered or paid attention to their ads, I would have been about that. Heck yeah.
Well, I'm that sweet, savory, sweet, salty
Yeah.
freak. I would have dipped the chicken parm one in the syrup and then like the chicken waffle one in the marinara, just for reasons, just because I can. Just make people angry.
Just so you have options.
Yeah, you got to keep your options open. You got to keep your
I
options
like
open.
chicken and waffles. I like when they offer it for brunch. That's good.
I freaking love chicken and waffles so much.
Yeah, same here.
It checks so many boxes. Pun intended, because a waffle is just a little sheet of boxes.
Yum.
But yes. All right. Next on the list, in August, BK once again came out with the Royal Crispy Wraps. Do you remember seeing these?
Don't they still have them? I think I just recently saw a commercial for it.
Yeah, I think so. So it's a soft flour tortilla with fried chicken and tomato and lettuce, and you can get classic, spicy, or honey mustard. I had a honey mustard one.
I'll probably go with the honey mustard myself.
Yeah,
not too shabby. Huh?
Yeah, not too shabby at all. Apparently in October they caught on to a trend that I've been doing forever. That would be frings. When you order fries and onion rings half and half, frings.
Ooh.
Duh. But their the chain's tagline, right, is "Have it your way," so they called it halvesies, which is kind of lame, but whatever. It's permanently on the menu now. Are you like a half fries, half onion rings guy, or do you have a preference?
I wouldn't be opposed to that at all. Not at all.
It's the best of both worlds.
I would actually get both, and then I would throw the onion rings in my burger, and then go from there.
Yes,
I'm a big fan
of like one big crispy onion ring and some barbecue sauce on top of like a double cheeseburger.
Yes,
man,
with bacon and even more grilled onions.
Bacon and then grilled onion, yes, or like
with
bacon
onion.
I just want to like.
I'm on a mission to like never be kissed by my wife again and just have that great breath. Hi, baby.
Yeah, we talked about how like vampires will never bother you because of all the garlic.
Wives would never bother me. Wife would never bother me because of the onion. I only have one wife. I promise.
Just the one wife. We just want to make that really clear right now. I think there was some feedback in the microphone. One wife is what Steve.
Yeah. Let me go back and clarify.
We'll get it in post. All right. Way back in March last year, Wendy's introduced a grilled chicken ranch wrap. Remember this?
I do. And I was about to try it. And then right when I was making my way, it was, one of those last second, 11th hour decisions like, hey, what about Whataburger? Oh, shit. Yeah, Whataburger sounds good right about now. And then, yeah, I forgot.
But Whataburger never sounds bad. Like, exactly. Yeah.
I was on a Whataburger. I was on a Whataburger strike for like years after I got food poisoning from them. And now I've come back and now I enjoy them again.
Yeah. I mean, there's some occasions just call for some Whataburger. That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
In July, now I can't remember. Are you a cold coffee guy? Is it only hot coffee?
Only hot coffee.
Okay. Well, in July of 2023, Wendy's started a cold brew coffee line called the Frosty Cream Cold Brew. Cold brew coffee that has been steeped for 12 hours, which that makes me laugh because if anybody out there drinks cold brew, it's just it's coffee water at that point.
Yeah.
That's not long enough to make cold brew. Okay, sorry, but no. But yeah, they mixed it with the chain's frosty flavored creamer, and then you could add vanilla, chocolate, or caramel syrup. Oh, it sounds so sweet. It sounds so sweet.
I mean, it started off sounding good, but then when you started naming everything, it was like, no.
So
Just give me black coffee. We're good.
As a person who drinks, okay, get ready to judge me. You got your judgment hat on? You ready? All right.
Done.
Bloop, bloop, done. All right. So I really, really like cold brew coffee. I make a cursed cocktail. That's what I call it. When I need a lot of caffeine and don't want sugar, I will take cold brew coffee plain and put it over ice, and I will top it off with an equal amount of Diet Coke, because two things happen. It's like 160 milligrams. So, I can't do math. 3-ish cups of coffee worth of caffeine. And the Diet Coke has just enough artificial sweetener in it to lightly sweeten the coffee. And it's like, that's what I do. So as a person who does that, I can't imagine putting all this other crap in I like coffee flavor. I like coffee. I like the way coffee tastes.
I would try that, but I can't say I would drink it regularly.
Oh, I don't think you should. Pretty much like maybe 3 or 4 times a week, I can actually hear colors. I mean, I'm not saying that it's good for you.
I can hear my hair growing.
It just it just really gets the job done. Yeah. Like sometimes I just need a really fast means to an end. All right. So, well, in September, I mean, this is right up your alley. They came out with a pumpkin spice frosty. Still talking about Wendy's. Did you do this?
I didn't do this because I forgot. I never paid attention to fast food stuff. They don't put them on. Like, I don't read the billboards or like their signs as I drive by. I really don't.
Yes.
Whataburger still has their white chocolate raspberry milkshake from like July. So you don't pay. You don't pay attention to it.
Somebody
update. If I would have known, I would have tried it.
Somebody update the sign out there, y'all. All right. In April 2023, McDonald's came out with a new McFlurry flavor. That assumes that the ice cream machine is working. It is strawberry shortcake McFlurry. What do you think?
I would try that. I would definitely try it. But for some reason, every time I think of a McFlurry, I always think of like the mini M&Ms that are in there.
I know.
If it doesn't have it, is it really a McFlurry?
I'll eat the Oreo one from time to time. So the thing that really bugs me, having worked at Sonic for just a short time, you learn how to make, ice cream treats perfectly, the way that they are intended, the way God intended, with the toppings and the add-ins and the mix-ins mixed all the way through to the bottom of the cup. It's the only thing that infuriates me when you get a McFlurry from McDonald's, is you could say that it infuriates me. The freaking Oreos are just sitting on the top. And then it's just plain ice cream underneath. I'm like, well, I could do that at home. There's no why did I pay you to mix this in here? In August, they released a peanut butter crunch McFlurry, and I'm not ashamed to say that I had like 3 or 4 of those. No regrets.
I would do those too.
No regrets. It was crispy peanut butter cereal and chocolate peanut butter cookie pieces blended with vanilla soft serve ice cream, and it was ridiculous.
So my breathing is getting just a little heavier thinking about it, but it would be totally worth it.
It was so good.
Yeah, I'm all about that.
Well, last fall, Starbucks. Do you do Starbucks?
From time to time.
Yeah, I can be persuaded from time to time. Starbucks actually infused their chai with pumpkin cream and made it an iced pumpkin cream chai spice tea latte. I think you would do it.
I would do that. Yeah,
they could probably do it hot.
The only time I really do Starbucks is when I'm in the airport when I'm traveling, and I would totally do that.
So let me get this straight. The only time you drink Starbucks is when the service is bound to be 10 times worse than street side, and it's going to cost twice as much.
Yes.
Let me just make sure. Let's make sure I understand
That is correct.
That is correct. My God, man.
Because it's the only way I can get caffeine or coffee because I don't
Sure,
trust all the other places.
sure.
And it's going to be consistently bad, but it'll at least be consistent, you know? But then you add
Indeed.
the chai, pumpkin spice, s'more, cheesecake,
Mhm.
latte part to it. Oh, yeah, I'd be about it.
Yeah, I mean, I totally get it. So, as a person who worked in, a couple of airports and had access to a lot of free Starbucks, I have, made the run up and down the menu. Not gonna lie, because I don't have to pay for it. But like out here in the other side, I don't throw down that money very often. I kind of like Dunkin', but it's never going to be any of that pumpkin business. Not for me.
True. Yeah, you're not a pumpkin spice person, and that's sad. It's like I don't even know you anymore.
It's like you don't even know who you are.
Get out of
Uh,
my life.
Get off my podcast. Uh,
That you
all
created,
right.
yes.
Yes. No, but it's us. So back on the vegan train, back in February, way back in February, nearly an entire year ago, right? Chick-fil-A began testing out a cauliflower sandwich in several markets. They were calling it a plant-forward entree. The sandwich was made with a tender fillet. That's in air quotes bunny ears right there because there's no fillet of cauliflower, but all right. It was cut from a whole cauliflower. It was marinated and breaded with the chain's signature seasoning. I just want everybody out there to know that the signature breading has pickle juice in it. Okay. That's what makes it special. Okay. And then they pressure cooked it and served it on a buttered bun, which makes it definitively
Not
not vegan. Right. So they're calling it plant forward. It's for the plant curious. Mm-hmm. There was a lot of that in
they call it Plant
2023.
Curious?
Though they're calling it plant forward. So this would
Mm.
have been for the folks that, and there were a lot out on social media. Um, a lot of folks who were being selectitarians, right? They were choosing to, get more used to plants, or they would dabble in this or that, which I totally respect that. I mean, I think it's really, really cool to try new things and figure out what you like and figure out what works for you, because there's not like a one size fits all, right? So they served it with 2 dill pickle slices on a buttered bun. Would you eat a fried cauliflower sandwich?
Yes and yes.
Yeah,
Totally.
I would, but I would have to put buffalo sauce on it because
Yeah. They
yeah,
just go hand in hand, Like if you
yeah,
get cauliflower that's been deep fried, ranch, buffalo
yeah.
sauce.
Ranch,
I
buffalo
would,
sauce, maybe
I would
some like
imagine
tikka
Chick-fil-A sauce
masala,
will do that too, no?
tikka masala action, right?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we
Mm.
talked over each other. What was the next thing that you said?
Uh, but let's see.
Barbecue,
Buffalo
you said?
sauce,
Buffalo?
ranch.
Ranch.
Yeah. I'd be
There's
all about it, yeah.
yes, yes.
Yeah. It just goes hand in
100%.
hand. And then you put it in a buttered bread where it's vegan. Maybe it's a vegan butter,
Yeah, well, I will say that I have had some very impressive vegan butter, like butter like products. It's interesting to call it butter. Well, I guess if a ground up like peanut butter or almond butter exists, then it's okay, right? But yeah, we know that it's non-dairy. But yeah, I've had some really impressive vegan takes on butter, that were like coconut based and soy based, and I mean they're getting better. They're getting better. This stuff's come a
It
long
just
way.
needs to be fried in duck fat. That's all it needs.
And then
Then it'd be perfect.
it's
Oh,
not vegan, but it'll be very delicious.
it would make my heart happy.
In
Ugh.
in August of 2023, Chick-fil-A came out with a honey pepper pimento chicken sandwich.
Now I tried that one,
Yes.
and it was I as much as I wanted to love it, it was more of a fail than anything else. The honey just didn't do it for me. Like it wasn't necessary. That pimento cheese was bomb with all of it and with
Right.
the pickles, but and that's coming from a guy who doesn't like pickles. But the honey
Yeah.
just it didn't work for me.
Well, pimento cheese being what it is, some recipes, mayo and cream cheese and
Yeah,
cheese, and then some recipes are just like mayo and cheese and the pimentos, of course, and whatever seasoning. Like that's a lot to have to cut through. So I know that even though you're not the biggest fan of pickles, you need like a little acid hit because
Oh yeah,
it's just
most definitely.
all dairy, right? But yeah, I mean, I can see that. Now, I like if honey is going to be somewhere near my fried chicken in any form, I want it to be hot honey, or I want like it's going to be like a honey butter biscuit. But I don't
Yeah.
know about like I don't want honey with my pimento cheese. I don't know. It's just strange.
I mean, it doesn't suck, but at the same time, like I felt like it could have been used in a different application, like it either a small amount or something, because the one that I got, like it was just drowning in that honey. So
Yeah.
of course, I don't know about you, I hate being sticky, especially when I eat. And so it was just too messy for me. And
Somebody
yes, that
please
is a
turn
thing.
just turn that into a soundbite, please. Somebody out there.
Yeah. And so like it was just too much for me, like maybe if they had put a little bit into their pimento cheese, or maybe if they, I don't know, that like there's ways to have done it versus just get a the bottle and just squeeze it all over, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, no, I totally get that.
Or aren't they making like hot sauce honeys now or some shit like that?
Well, there's hot honey. It's been around
Yeah,
for a while, but I mean, I
they're
don't
even
know.
making truffle honeys now, but
No,
like they could
gross.
have done.
No,
No, I
everything doesn't need to be truffle. Ugh.
I haven't had that yet, but I imagine like a hot honey, like something, like because even if you put a hot sauce or like if you do hot sauce and honey, you get that acidity right there too.
Yes. I mean, I love a spicy sweet, a sweet salty, a sweet savory. I love that contrast, right? But you know, truffle it's one of those things. A little dab will do, otherwise you're in feet territory. Um, truff is a really good example. Have you had that? Like the iconic the truffle hot sauce?
Yes, yes,
All
I
over
have.
the internet. I it's really good, but you can make it better at your house. Okay, there,
I
I
was gonna
said
say
it.
I wanted to buy into it and I just couldn't, so it was money wasted.
We do it like it's just like why? It's not that special, you guys. Just knock it off.
Yeah.
Apparently in November, Popeyes announced that it was adding chicken wings to its menu. Um,
Um,
there were 5 flavors, and I don't know how in the world I missed these. I like Popeyes a lot.
it makes two of
Um,
us.
honey barbecue, roasted garlic parmesan, signature hot, ghost pepper.
Mm.
That was signature hot, comma, ghost pepper, comma, and sweet and spicy. So 5 different flavors. Sweet and spicy is going to be where I'm at. What would you do?
I would do everything but the ghost.
Yeah. Yeah. I have to be in the mood.
Yeah.
So,
I'm
and
sorry. I'm just
usually
not a
that
fan of burning my entire intestines,
usually that mood is today Melissa is not thinking about anybody but herself, and then 2 days later Melissa is like, "Why? Why? Why is everything so spicy now? Why do I have heartburn?" Yes, all these
Yeah.
things. All of these things.
I think that got by me too. I don't even know if there's a Popeyes out here in West Texas. I'm sure there is, but
I couldn't remember if you said there was one or not.
I don't know if there is. I just found out that if maybe like an hour outside of Midland, there's a Freddy's frozen custard on the way, between here and Dallas.
Freddy's is dead to me.
I would have to drive an hour to go eat that, but I'm not in that boat yet. So
Like, why?
I like what I like.
Ugh. You know what? You know what? When you're right, you're right.
Yeah.
You like what you like. That's what it comes down to. That's what it comes down to for a whole lot of things, right? You like what you like. Ain't nothing
Right.
wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Well, let's talk about some food trends that either became big or stayed popular in 2023. Ready? As I
Yes,
can't
let's
wait
do it.
to hear. I can't wait to hear. I want to know what Steve thinks about these. One lifestyle food trend in 2023 that continues to be popular is co-ops and urban farm produce. You have anything like this where you are?
Yes. No, I don't think so. If we do, I'm not aware out here in West Texas. They're all underground, really. Like
Really?
Well, I mean, not literally, metaphorically speaking, they're underground.
Well, I mean, at one point the vegetables. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think the co-ops and all that, I think that's a cool thing. I think it's really cool. I still don't quite understand, like, so if I grow this plant, other people can take from it, but I have access to like other stuff in the garden.
Well, there's a couple of different ways it works, right? We have some urban farms in Dallas that they go a little further. They will either provide goods and services to the community, or they will provide that in addition to education. They teach people how to grow their own food in places that are considered food deserts that don't have a lot of
Mhm.
fresh produce available, which I think is really, really amazing. And then you have the co-op programs, which will allow you to pay a monthly fee where you'll get like a mixed fruit and veg box. It kind of just puts you like in the middle of the supply chain, which I really dig. I dig that a lot.
Nice. Yeah,
So
I think it's cool. It's a cool idea. It's cool.
yeah, I
Did
mean,
you say it's cool? I think it's cool.
I think it's really great. No, I think it's really great. We had Erin Baumgardner from What's for Dinner of the
Mhm.
East Coast had her on the show. Shout out to Erin. Hey, Erin.
Woo,
I want to have her.
Erin.
I want to have her back on to talk about New England style pizza in a future episode. We can keep with the pizza episodes and keep them going. She has a theory that anything can be pizza, so I want you and her to
Pizza is life.
let's go, right?
Right.
But yeah, she provides a unique service, local products, and a lot of produce to the fine folks in her area. So, and she's crushing it out there. You're crushing it, Erin. But yeah,
Keep crushing.
that's an example of something that has been popular for a long time. But I think, like I said at the beginning of the episode, it's making its way into people's consciousness, right, via social media. And as grocery costs, continue to skyrocket for one reason or another, just really the cost of goods has gone up. Have you noticed that as well?
Mhm.
So
Oh yeah.
yeah, it's just kind of is what it is. But programs like that are allowing people to more thoughtfully engage with their food supply, and I dig it. And I hope that trend carries on into this year as well.
Me too.
So yeah. What about climate conscious foods? So when I say climate conscious foods, I mean foods that are not monocrops. In other words, a really good example of this is legumes. Beans and legumes had their year last year. Started to see them everywhere. Considered more of a protein source than before because they give nutrients back to the soil and they're environmentally friendly. What do you think?
I think legumes and all that and beans and all it's always been a kind of a part of my diet. So if
Yeah.
people are
So
eating them
nothing new for
more,
you, right?
I mean, good for them.
Right.
But I mean, I've always eaten it. I always think they're
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I would encourage everybody out there to get to know 3 or 4 different kind of beans. Super versatile, really easy, very nutritious, right? Super tasty.
You can have red beans, black beans, pinto beans, lima beans, great northern beans. Would you consider black-eyed peas a bean or a legume? Or,
I,
I mean, it's all in the same family.
I, I believe they're a bean. I
I think so too.
believe they're technically a bean. I think we covered that in the New Year's episode. I
Yeah,
could
we
be
did.
very, very wrong. Like somebody's gonna come back at us with
A purist is going to
just
say,
gonna
"How
play it back.
dare you?
How
You
dare
guys,
you?
you all are not chefs. You all are
How
just cookers."
how damn you? How damn you?
What are they? They're going to be from the South now? How dare you?
How dare you? All right. So this is interesting. So this is according to Cozy Meal. It's a food magazine. I thought this list was interesting. It's why I brought it up. But I think that this has been popular for a lot longer than just in 2023, and that is adding spicy flavors to baked goods. So we're talking about things like Mexican hot chocolate brownies and mango habanero cookies and chili raspberry pudding and things like this. What do you think?
I've always appreciated those desserts and all that. I've done it a handful of times myself. I always I don't mind a little cayenne, like in my Mexican hot chocolate, things like that. But I also enjoy the fact when people think outside the box and they get actual spices that are not like hot, like you add like the cardamom, the anise, and things like that. Adding different spices to anything, I think, is a good thing. You're just adding flavor upon flavor upon flavor, and you add just enough to where you get those little bits and pieces all over the place. I'm all for it. Yeah.
I am a really big fan of like a slow, bless you,
Thank
of
you.
a like a slow building heat with chocolate.
See,
So
and that's like when you
yeah.
said it, I was automatically assuming like just hot, and whatnot. And so,
No,
yeah, it's
I
hard.
love
Like you
like
say
a
spices or spice, you think hot all of a sudden, like your brain just goes there.
yeah. I mean, I totally get it. I like a really slow heat. So we're talking about something like that's already sweet, like an ancho chili.
Yeah.
Think spicy raisin, right? It has the earthy sweet notes already, and you put that with a very bittersweet chocolate in a brownie. And you might use a little espresso powder as a carrier and then like some vanilla to marry all the flavors together. And that's what I like. It's just kind of like that heat that hits you like
The
right at
subtles.
the back
Yeah.
of the throat, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't like being injured while I'm trying to eat. So I totally understand. I don't
Like,
like it.
I always like watching all those food show challenges and whatnot where they're like trying to eat the spiciest wings. And, the first thing that goes to my mind is I would never do that, but I will
Mhm.
watch you do it.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. I will watch somebody's suffering all day long. See, that will turn into a soundbite and we'll get canceled. Hashtag please don't cancel us. We're talking about food.
do, do
So
you ever watch that kind of stuff and then you think, God, what a wuss. You can't eat 6 super hot, spicy wings. What a wuss. And then I think about it, I'm like, wait, no, I can't eat another one.
So I ate the hottest wings at Buffalo Wild Wings. I think I did like 4.5, and it was just really miserable. There was nothing redeeming about me doing that. The first one didn't taste good. They all tasted the same, like pain. And I can't even remember the reason why now, but like no, there's nothing to be gained by that. I know they say there's like an endorphin kick that you get. It's supposed to be the same thing as a runner's high, but I'm too big to run enough to get the runner's high, so I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm just gonna get endorphins from laughing and sugar. I don't know.
Yeah, there you go. The
It
ones that are
just
actually good.
yeah, I mean it's just I don't know, it just sounds less painful. I don't know. Uh, so apparently in 2023 in food trends, there was a huge uptick in international barbecue. So we've had our barbecue episode. We talked about all the regional differences and specialties across the United States, but apparently regional spice profiles, smoky, peppery notes, even fruit, such as Middle East, Mediterranean, South American, Asian,
Yeah.
Korean, and Thai specifically are making their way onto fusion menus.
I am all about that. I am always willing to try all that. As much as I like American barbecue, doesn't matter. Texas, Carolina,
Yeah.
Nashville, I like it all really.
Hmm.
I've even seen a lot of like Australian barbecue that looks very similar to like Texas, and that
Yeah.
looks amazing. But yeah, like when you add like all the Oriental, the Middle Eastern types of barbecue, if you will,
Hmm.
yeah, I'm all about it. Totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Try new flavors, try new things, a different perspective on how to make, whatever.
Yeah. I like it. I like it. You know, I have never ever turned down bulgogi in my life. Like, man,
Same.
I will throw down some Korean barbecue. I love those flavor profiles. I like the sweetness there. I won't tolerate it in Texas barbecue sauce, but man, you tell me it's Korean, yes, okay, all's forgiven, right? Like
Right.
sweetness, nothing wrong with that, you know.
I've
So,
just always wondered, like, how could you make like Korean barbecue, but like with American things? Like, how would you make a Korean barbecue side, like potato salad or beans? You know what I'm saying? How would you make that?
well, have you had, have you
There's your
ever gone to
fusion.
like the Korean restaurant where you cook the food in the middle of the table?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So have you had that side dish they make with the potatoes and they're sweet?
No, can't say
You
I
know,
have.
they bring out all the little side dishes, like you have the kimchi and the string beans and the potatoes. The potatoes kind of have this like caramely glaze on them, and I'm super intrigued because they're not sweet potatoes. We're not talking about like a candied yam situation.
Yeah.
They're like a starchy white potato, and so I feel like if Korean potato salad became a thing, that it would probably be like honey mustardy. Yeah.
I would imagine so, yeah.
Or maybe some ginger would be really nice in there, you know, some scallions.
Yeah.
So
That would be pretty good.
look at us
What's
inventing things that don't exist.
right? You know what? So there was a couple of food trends that I started seeing like on the TikToks and all that
Hmm.
fun stuff. The one that just kind of I don't know if it just irks me because everyone's doing it or if it's just kind of weird. Not weird, but like it's just annoying is like when people do like the butter candles and they use that to like dip their bread and all that kind of shit. I don't know.
So I am not. I
I'm
tried
not
a
for
couple.
it, but I'm not against it,
I
but I'm
mean,
not for
I
it.
tried a couple of the TikTok things this year. Well, gosh, that's how you can tell I'm an elder millennial because I called it the
I did
TikTok.
the TikToks.
The TikToks, but you know, I'm not a fan of like I don't know. It's not food for a prank. So a lot of videos I saw, right? It was like, I'm not going to tell anybody this is a candle, and then I'm going to dip bread in it. It's like, you know, that's just weird. Like, why? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing right now?
Let's
I don't
just
know.
leave your butter or a
I
compound
like
butter on at
butter.
room temp, and then you're good.
I like butter. Don't get me wrong. I
I
like
love
it a
butter
lot.
too.
Um, yeah, the butter candle thing was weird. What about the butter boards? Did you see those?
Can't say refresh me on those.
Okay. So it became this, you know, boards were having their heyday, like, you know, charcuterie
Oh
boards, right?
yeah.
But it was like you would spread softened butter or cream cheese or hummus or yogurt, and then you would top it with all the condiments, and then people would like drag the dipping, you know,
As
implements
long as
through
they
it.
don't double dip, that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, there's friends I'm comfortable with, right? Like we all know, we've all you know, like we've all had it, you know, our shots or whatever. Like there's some groups, right? Hey, you know, like some other videos on TikTok say, you cannot eat food from everybody's house. It really just depends. Know that
Yeah.
your friends are using really really good food hygiene. But beyond that, you know, I did make a butter board. I think it had fresh dill, cracked black pepper, lemon zest, really flaky sea salt, and I made homemade soda bread to dip in it. It was really delicious. You know, so that's something I could get behind now. And then people take things way too far. Then everything has to be like a board. That just kind of that was irritating.
Yeah.
So,
You know, the other one that I saw, and it was probably I saw a lot of it last year, was when people would make their like nachos and all sorts of weird stuff, but they would just put it directly on their countertop.
no, no, thank you. Nope.
I see those I see those videos, or I would see those videos, and I am a very friendly person, but even I'm like, I hate you. Like, why would you do that? That
I
is the dumbest thing ever.
so there is an excellent group on Facebook that I used to follow called We Want Plates. And they would just post like shame pictures of food that was plated non-traditionally, but like not on a plate, right? So it would be like, here's like a piece of driftwood, and we put your scallops on top of it, or like here's a tiny shopping cart and we stood your french fries up in it, or like whatever. But it was
Please.
all under the guise of like, can we please just have a real plate? Please. I just want a real plate.
Yeah.
Right. And I've seen the videos too. Like the mom takes the spaghetti noodles, puts it all over the counter. I mean, it shows her like cleaning the counter, or you can put plastic down or whatever. But even I just don't. I think the only time I'm down for that is like if it's like a crab boil and you have parchment paper on the whole table, you know? I don't
Well,
know.
the one that just pissed me off was like when they would make the nachos, but they wouldn't. It was like all room temp. Like they would do like the canned cheese,
Oh yeah.
like the Rico canned
Oh yeah.
cheese, and then
Oh
just
yeah, yeah.
pour it on everything. It's like you're putting cold cheese. That's not even not like.
Look,
First off, you're just you're
okay.
embarrassing yourself with these awful nachos, quote unquote. But not you're not even gonna let it stay hot. What the hell?
So one of the things about Rico's cheese, I have this theory, right? I love that stuff. Everybody out there, you can hear me say it. I love plasticky neon yellow nacho cheese from a can. I don't care. I don't care who knows it. However, if it does not come out of a double boiler at a high school sports concession stand and immediately give me a blister on the roof of my mouth, then it's not legit. Like, no, it
Yeah.
needs to be hot. It needs to be hot, you know? Like, ugh.
Yeah. Let's see. What about the cottage cheese trend where like people are putting cottage cheese in like everything?
So I didn't really mind it that much. I didn't try anything. I will say I like cottage cheese. So like
I
I
do
don't,
too, but like,
you
does it
know,
have to go
I
in
didn't feel the
everything?
need like so I was really intrigued by some of the cottage cheese ice cream recipes. If you're going for higher protein, but also I really like the higher protein ice creams that are already out there. So I didn't feel the need to really try any of that. Now, I will say I did blend a tub of cottage cheese with a ranch packet and made like high protein ranch dip for veggies. And it was just really thick, creamy ranch dip. Like it was like, but listen, I was already doing the same thing with plain Greek yogurt. So it's not like just adding protein to a meal is not anything new. It's not like it wasn't like life changing, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know.
Oh,
It-
okay. So what? There was one that I saw like over the last few months. It was like the Big Mac smash tacos.
yes. Okay. I didn't do those, but I would absolutely crush those.
I have mixed feelings about it because I would rather it still be in a burger.
Really?
I don't know if
So
buying a taco.
I'm a really big fan of like a Big Mac salad. So sometimes I'll take ground beef, chopped tomatoes, throw over romaine, like shredded cheese, chopped pickles, kind of special sauce, right? Like, lots of pepper, lemon juice, mayo, ketchup, kind of. I like all the Big Mac flavors. It's not that I'm cutting carbs or anything. I just like the idea of like a Big Mac salad. I mean, me and carbs are buddies. But yeah. I mean, well, I get it though, but are you mad that it's a taco or you're like more mad that it's not the burger? Like help me understand.
I
Why
think
you
I'm
why
just
you
mad
mad?
because it's in it. Well, I'm not even mad, but I'm just confused as to why
Much
it would be in
confusion.
a tortilla. Just now, I would
Steven,
be
they said
less
it was a taco.
mad
Like, why are
if
you
it was in
confused?
layers like a Big Mac. Then I would be more forgiving of it. But I think I'm more mad because you have your tortilla, which is let's just say 8 to 10 inch, and then you have your
Sure.
patty, which is like 6 inch or
It's
maybe
gonna.
5 inch.
Yes.
It's like
Yes.
no, just do it
Yeah.
right. Smash your patty down and get it like across that tortilla, and then do layers. Stop being lazy. Just stop being
Well,
lazy.
don't you think you could just optimize it, right? Like you could use like a 4-inch street taco tortilla and you could like crisp it up
We could
like
do a
a
mini Big Mac
puffy
taco.
situation because by the time the smash burger shrunk, then it would be like the correct size, right? To
Yeah.
go on the tortilla. That could be tasty. Could be tasty.
But then it would be more of like a quesadilla than a taco. For me, it would, because I wouldn't fold it. I would just eat it as is.
Uh, yeah.
I
See,
don't know.
I I have these I have these moments where I have to make things unnecessarily complicated, kind of like my entire life. So I was actually thinking about pan frying and like puffy tacoing even the flour tortilla for the street taco. So you would have to make it a taco. There would be no turning back. There would be no quesadilla possibilities. But it would also be full of grease. I mean, that's not a bad thing, but
Yeah,
it's not
I don't know.
necessarily a bad thing.
Not necessarily, but I don't know. It's just one of those things where it's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about it. Maybe it's because I just need to make one and get it out of my system,
So I
and then
saw
maybe I
an
might like it.
I saw another version of this that was dumpling smash burger
Ooh.
inspired dumpling. Good Lord, I'd have to go back and look at it. Same idea, right? But you're taking a ground pork that's seasoned up, ginger, garlic, scallion, rice vinegar type situation, right? Salt, pepper,
Yeah.
smash it, put the rice paper over top, and then pick it up and fill it kind of like with okay. So I'm going cross cultural here because I mean, not
You're
to be,
going down the rabbit hole is what
it's,
you're doing.
well, it's like, it would be like more pan Asian in this case, but now I remember exactly what it was. It was like banh mi tacos was what I saw, but it was the same idea as that Big Mac taco. It's kind of like a smash patty of the meat component, right? And then you would garnish it with like the cucumber, carrot, jalapeno, cilantro, like banh mi, Yeah. So
That sounds pretty good.
I would eat so many of those right now. Right now.
Okay, so one of the trends that I've noticed, and I've had it years ago, but like I don't know why it's just barely becoming a trend, or maybe I'm just that far behind, is the pizza fries.
Yeah. Well, we had some pizza fries. Oh, I had pizza fries while you guys were driving cars at the fair. That's right. So they were really terrible though, but I want good pizza fries. Tell me.
I mean, it's just basically
Tell me.
the videos that I saw were where people would get their sheet pans just full of cheese and full of a bunch of pepperoni, and they would just slide that over like another sheet pan of like hot crispy fries.
Right.
Sounds good. Looks good. I'd try it.
Look, I
With
mean,
a little truffle.
it's not a ton of difference. No, you ruined it now. I don't even
No.
want to talk about it now. You ruined it. You made it feet. It's feet. Congratulations, feet fries.
You might as
No,
well add-
I mean, like a plain potato, right, is not that far from bread, and it's just a canvas, you know?
Yeah.
You know what I would absolutely smash? Okay, now we're getting super off subject, but I would absolutely smash like a pizza baked potato. Hear me
Pizza,
out.
baked potato.
Yeah,
I'd be about that, yeah.
dude. Salami, Canadian bacon, pepperoni, marinara, mozzarella cheese, hot and bubbly, middle of a fluffy baked potato. Holy crap. Well, marinara. Oh my gosh. I think I just invented a thing.
What I would imagine you should do is make your hot fluffy potato, scoop
Yes.
all the insides out, and then season it
Yeah.
with like your oregano, like your Italian seasonings, your salt, and
Mhm.
all that, like you would do a crust, and then get like a good garlic with that, and then put it back
Mhm.
in, and then put all your toppings and sauce and stuff like that.
Are the stores still open? What time is it? I gotta go, guys. Podcast over. I gotta go make this right now. I gotta go make it right now.
So yeah.
Oh man, that sounds amazing. You know what doesn't sound amazing? The next trend we're going to talk about.
Oh, truffles? Yes, I know.
No, no. 2010 called. They want their freaking truffles back. Can we give it a rest? No, but big on TikTok in 2023 was girl dinner. Do you know what I mean when I say girl dinner?
Okay, I was looking at a few articles and I saw that, but I didn't really read too much into it. Is that where like everything's pink?
No, there was pink sauce. So that was a completely different trend. I think it was 2022 or 2023, but apparently girl dinner started out with one user's TikTok video about not being in the mood to cook, but you want to nourish yourself. So you have girl dinner, which is defined as more than a snack plate, but less than a meal. There was a catchy little song that went with it. And basically, it was a personal mini buffet of your favorite food. So some examples might be like pizza bagel bites, mini corn dogs, and baby carrot. I mean, it's just a trash plate. It's a struggle meal. But they glorified it. And they were like, oh, it's girl dinner. And that makes it even worse. Okay,
Oh,
so what's guy dinner? Then what's guy dinner then?
guy dinner is where it's just like whatever the hell you can get your hands on, really.
Uh-huh. Okay, but then we make it girl dinner and it's like dumb. Like, come on, that's not fair.
I don't think it's dumb, but I think it's I hear girl dinner, I just think like Barbie and I think like pink. Everything's pink. I mean, that does make sense though, where it's not a snack, but it's not a whole meal.
Mm-hmm.
So then wouldn't that just be a light meal?
I mean,
Girl dinners debunked by Steven. Hashtag please don't cancel me.
It's hashtag. Please don't. We're just here for the food, okay? Yeah,
Hashtag just here for the food. Don't cancel us.
it's a whole thing, man. It's a whole thing. It's like ranch dressing and everything's bite sized. And I'm just like, this is just a bunch of millennials who were obsessed with Lunchables, and we're going back there. We buy bento box lunchboxes with compartments, right? Because we were obsessed with Lunchables.
True.
Now we have more money.
Yeah, exactly. You got money, and then you got your friends. And so I picture like you inviting all your girlfriends over, and y'all just, gossiping and having a small meal, wearing pink.
It is so stereotypical for you to assume that I have friends. How dare you? Got him.
I walked into that one.
Got him. We talked about butter boards, butter candles. Apparently in 2023, canned fish became extremely popular. Do you know anything about this? Were you around
canned
this?
Fish?
Mm-hmm.
I've been eating tuna for years. Why
Yep.
Why is that?
So, so apparently it goes further than tuna. People are taking new spins on canned octopus, squid, mussels, mackerel, sardines, the things that come in mustard sauce, hot sauce, a little bit of olive oil. I love anchovies. Absolutely love them. I like sardines too, a lot. And so apparently they became quite popular. There's all sort of food tours in Las Vegas, Chicago, New York City. A lot of bars started to serve individual cans of tuna, or sardines, or smoked mackerel, or smoked mussels. I can't say I ever encountered any of these things. There is a teeny tiny hole in the wall bar here in Dallas, such a small hole in the wall that I can't remember the name right now, but I think they were offering something like this that came with crackers and mustard. But when I looked it on the menu, I did not think trendy. I thought like, what is going on? No, thank you. I'll just have a beer.
Would totally like to eat at one of those. I'm not opposed to that because you think of all the different things you can do with like anchovies and sardines and things like that. I would do it. Then if you have like a good, let's see, wine to go with that to complement it, I'd be about it.
So one thing that everybody should know if you're new to canned fish at all, right? It's been pressure cooked in the can. Okay. It's going to have a strong odor. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, not only that, but you're going to have wonderful breath afterwards.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a fringe benefit, right? But like if you're new to it, look for something that's packed in oil instead of brine. It's going to be less strong, less salty. And if you're new to experiencing something like sardines or anchovies, it's totally okay to give them a rinse. They can have a really delicate flavor profile and be really tasty, right? With your favorite flavored cream cheese or a dip or a spread on top of crackers. Super quick source of protein, right?
Yum.
But it can be a little bit daunting if it's not something that you grew up with because, here in the States, it's like, okay, Starkist tuna or, bumblebee or chicken of the sea or whatever, right? And that's kind of what we have. But if you start experiencing other cuisines, in Spain, for example, boquerones, white anchovies packed in olive oil, extremely delicate, right? Extremely delicate, not the kind that the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles put on pizza, right? Like completely different. But that's what comes to mind, right? For everybody, like, oh, salty, stinky little fishes, which, hey, guess what? Spoiler alert, I like those too. I like the crap anchovies that you can put on a pizza. Meatball, basil, anchovy pizza, yes, 100%. Like 100%. But if you're new to it and you just want to dabble a little bit, try something smoked. Try something that's packed in oil. Don't be afraid to rinse it off. Sometimes you're going to deal with bones. Guess what? They're edible. It's fine. The skin, edible on a teeny tiny fish, also fine, right? So don't be afraid to try something new. But apparently it got really popular last year. But also canned octopus, Steven. Like, no, right?
I'd eat it. I'd try it.
Really? Yeah. Okay.
You gotta try it first, Then you can form the opinion of this sucks or this is worth trying again.
I can't talk though. I've had escargot that I know was shelled in the next room, and I've had so for everybody out there, that's snails, not necessarily fish. I don't know if you does it qualify as a shellfish. See, that's the conundrum. It's not a fish. It's a mollusk.
Yeah,
What's a
that's
snail?
mollusk.
Yeah. So yeah. But I've had them out of a can, and no shade. Like you put enough garlic and butter on something, it's freaking delicious. It's freaking delicious. So yeah, get out there and try some. If you have questions, holler at us. Go to chefstevengonzalez.com or reach out Food for Thoughtcast, Instagram and Facebook. Like we want to help you try new things too, but it can be scary if you don't know where to start.
Yes.
That's what we're all about, right? That the conversations that happen around the digital table, especially where food is involved. Steven, I got three more actually. You ready for this?
Okay, let's do three more.
You have
I was
one?
gonna do one of them.
Go. Come on, let's go.
What's the one trend that is gonna probably piss off a lot of people? Okay, you give up. That's
truffles.
Truffles, yes. No, the one that drives me kind of crazy is the low alcohol / non-alcoholic like bars, if you will. You know, like the cocktails. Like it's cool. Like people are trying to cut back on their alcohol intake, but at the same time, it's like for years you go to a bar for like a beer, a cocktail. Mm-hmm. I'm probably gonna upset a lot of people with this one, but I think to myself, then it's just like a juice bar. It's not like an actual bar.
Well, okay. So is it that like, you
people are trying to be a lot more mindful of their alcohol intake, and that's great.
Okay, yeah, but like, what is it that you have against a mocktail?
Well, I don't know if I have any. Well, the fact that like they end up having a lot more sugar, and I can't drink that kind of stuff.
Okay, I get that.
Like they try to be healthy. I will say, like they throw the fruit and all that good stuff in there, but for some reason, stuff like that, they just add all this extra stuff to it to where it's like, too sweet.
I get it. I mean, I can see both sides, right? I think there's definitely a social aspect, and some people can't. They might be pregnant. Maybe it's religious reasons. Maybe somebody close to them is dealing with alcoholism, like for whatever, they might have their reason, whatever it is, right? But I will say, I much prefer something that is more geared to taste like the actual alcohol than a fruity mocktail for the same reasons. I don't consume fruit juice anyway, not regularly, right? And I think they can be done better. So there's a lot of brands out there that will offer like alternative spirits that actually have that bite, that after burn, that's supposed to simulate like a tequila or vodka. And they're really, really clever, but it took us a long time to get there for sure.
Yeah. I mean, so I was reading an article and they're like, or they were saying a few non-alcoholic bars are popping up around the country. And, I get the social aspect, but you're not a bar then. You're a juice bar. You're some sort of you know what I'm saying? I think I have an issue with that. Like you're
strong feelings about this.
I do, it's like for years, if I say I'm going to go to the bar, I'm going to go socialize and have a beer or some sort of cocktail and whiskey or wine or whatever the case is. I'm not going to go to a bar and have a juice mocktail.
Well, I mean, if they change the name, then it would be better. Is that the?
I don't know. I think we just need to go visit one, and that way I can actually get the full experience, and then I can just shut up after I've just put both my feet in my mouth. Because
are they serving truffles? You said feet,
right? No, they're putting cumin in everything. Right?
Oh man.
I feel like I don't know. Maybe we should just go visit one so I can get the full effect and actually be educated on it. Because I know, like I said, a lot of people are trying to cut back on their alcohol intake, myself included. Not that I drink much to begin with, but and it's great. It's a good idea, but it's a bar. It's a bar.
I get it.
Yeah.
Well, it's one of those things. Like it's one of those things, just like anything else, right? Until you'll never know until you try.
It's gentrification, in my opinion. Not that that's a bad thing, but like I see bars that just kind of like, for example, there's a bar in San Antonio called Hills and Dales. Back
Mhm.
in the 70s, 80s, even 90s, like it was the biker bar, like you don't go there because it was rough. And now it's right there next to UTSA, and it's become so different. Like bikers will not go there. It's just all
Well, yeah. I mean,
trendy.
I well, I think it's two different things, right? I totally see what you're saying about it's kind of like vegan food goes like, well, we want to make everything taste like meat. Okay, well, why are you vegan, right? Lots of different reasons there,
Yeah,
and you're saying like,
I'm going the
hey,
opposite.
right, well, you're going the opposite way, but then the gentrification thing, I think you could say that for like almost everything, right? Restaurants and buildings and
Yeah.
apartments and neighborhoods, right? Like some of the changes necessary for progress, and then some of the changes very like you know it hurts communities and whatever. But like also, I mean, I I think I could see the connection there if it was like they changed that into a juice bar and you were mad about it.
Well, yeah, like it's
I don't
just
know.
not the same.
Yeah.
I
No,
don't
I
know.
get it. I get it. I get it. Get
I
off
don't
your
even
lawn.
think
Is
I
that what
get
you
it.
said?
Yeah, get off my lawn, you
Get off your
darn
lawn.
kids.
Darn kids. Good for nothings. Um,
Yeah,
kids are good for something. Just kidding. The hashtag please don't cancel us.
right.
So, well, all I really have left, Steve, is yuzu, which I think was becoming popular before last year. Um, Yellow, small citrus fruit, but showing up in more bars and restaurants than ever before. Turmeric, which has been having its moment. Turmeric got popular right around the time sriracha was having
Yeah,
its moment. And then vegan eggs. Did you have any vegan egg alternatives in 2023?
I have never had a vegan egg or egg alternative in my life. I've had bagged eggs, which is close enough, but it's
Kind
still
of.
eggs at least.
Yeah, I mean they got the citric acid in there. Good for banquets,
Yeah,
but bad for
yeah,
tasting like
no
actual
kidding.
eggs.
Yeah.
Do you want real eggs? Don't eat them off a buffet. There you go.
I know when I used to eat at IHOP from time to time, I'd always have to tell them, I want this omelet, but with real eggs, please. You always have
Hmm.
to specify.
Well, yeah, I mean it's like when if you go to McDonald's and you get the McGriddle, but you have them sub the round egg, the one they actually have to crack into the patty, not the folded. Just saying, sub round egg.
I learned
Uh,
something new today.
hey, today years old. Um,
Right? Uh,
so um, for everybody out there that's like, oh, vegan eggs, why? There's a lot of reasons. A lot of people are allergic to eggs. Um, there's not actually huge evidence that says eggs will actually affect your blood cholesterol, but for people who are concerned about those types of things, vegan eggs only have 1 gram less of protein than their chicken counterparts, made from a lot of different things. One of the easiest things to do is a mung bean scramble. You might have seen the product Just Egg, and hey, listen, put enough turmeric and garlic powder in there, it gets pretty close. And if you're talking about using it as like an egg beater substitute, well, egg beaters already doesn't taste like eggs enough, so you're not really missing out on
what
anything,
about the
right?
price point? What's the price
So
point on those? They're
the price
aren't they
the
a little
price
bit more
points
expensive?
well, the price point's not terrible considering how the price of eggs had gone up over the last year, right? So I have a
True.
carton. It's not a carton, it's like a plastic squeeze bottle of Just Egg in my freezer. I can thaw it out. You can't bake with it, it's not the same. You would use like flax eggs for that application, but it makes a great scramble and it makes a great omelet, and you can make a quiche with it. And it was $4.59 for 16 ounces, which it's equivalent to 10 eggs. It's not that much more than a dozen
See,
eggs, to
I'd
be
be
honest.
dumb enough to like buy that stuff, and then I'd say, "Oh, I want some egg and bacon tacos," and then I would like, that, you know what I'm saying? That
Hey,
would totally happen to me.
pick your poison. A lot of the times, I will get something vegetarian and add bacon to it. You know what? It just happens. It's good flavoring. You know what?
Yeah,
It's good
that does
flavoring.
happen.
It's fine. It's fine.
That's what
So
happens when you work and work and work and work, and then you start to blank out.
yeah, all the food just tastes the same.
Vegan or not.
Figure it out.
Yes.
Steve, man, I've had a pleasure talking to you today. Listeners and viewers, won't you let us know? Was there anything new you tried last year? Did you jump on any popular TikTok food trends, any bandwagons? Did you grow into or grow out of a relationship with something that was your favorite food, right? Or favorite drink? We all have seasons of life, right? Won't you tell us? ChefStevenGonzalez.com, foodforthoughtcast.com, the Food for Thoughtcast on Instagram or Facebook. Holler at us. Let us know what you're cooking and what you're eating. This has been a really fun look back at last year. Super
Holla,
fun.
holla.
Super fun. All right. Well, Steve, please,
Yes.
we got to go. We
It's
got to
time.
go. It's time to go.
Thanks
I'm
for
Melissa
listening,
Reagan.
everyone.
Yeah, this is Steven Gonzalez. Thank you for listening to the Food for Thoughtcast. We out.
Adios.